I wanted to ask you about the song Misfit. This song is based on an actual event where you were out for the night in Piccadilly or Leicester Square in London. You see a girl.
Yeah.
You see a girl around 18, 19, blind drunk, freezing, wearing very little, sitting on the street, and she's snarling at everyone who goes near to help her. Tell us a little bit about that, can you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this was a while back now. It's probably, I mean, I can't remember how many years ago, but the image stayed with me, just because it was, I mean, it was very compelling, for all of the reasons, I suppose, which I try and bring out in the song. You know, you've got someone who's sort of, on the face of it is quite attractive, and yet very threatened and helpless at the same time, and she won't let anyone near her, and so it's a conundrum. What does one do under those circumstances? And under those circumstances, I walked away because there didn't seem anything to do, But I think Misfit explores the ramification, the sort of what could one have done and how would it have gone had one done that. And yeah, I mean, it was a really fun song to write, Misfit, because it's a situation like that is the sort of thing one really wants to write a song about, but it's quite hard to find the access to how.
Yeah.
And the way Misfit came together, which was Ed presented me with a mishmash of kind of vaguely drum and bass themed soundscapes, and I just suddenly found my way into that vision, and so that was really good.
Right. Alex, I mean this with all sincerity. I've been listening to your music quite a bit in the past week. You have an amazing appeal as a songwriter to comfort the hurting. In this case, the lyrics, I want to hold you in my arms, as you say the girl is a misfit, broken by a schoolgirl fantasy. I'm just
Yeah.
curious, I'm thinking back to when I was a schoolgirl and just the whole thing of, the picket fence, and, you're going to meet the perfect guy, and, you stay away from the wrong person and you go to the right person. But you've got a lot of insight here. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, I think, I mean, what I mean by the schoolgirl fantasy is that, and obviously having never been a schoolgirl, I don't know if this is true, but I suspect, much in the same way as a schoolboy, one as a young teenager, one looks forward to those times when you can go out and get drunk and do all the things that you're not allowed to do at the moment, and
Right.
and so on and so forth. And for me, that was what she was living in that moment, and it was, sort of the tragedy of it, not quite being perhaps what she'd imagined in the first place.
Right. So
It's that the freedom of being post 18, I suppose.
yeah. And then it would turn out like all carefree and not such the ugly side of that kind of life. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.